Hi guys, this is my first video blog. I guess you call it a vlog. That makes me sound incredibly old. Anyway, first of all, I want to say thank you. I just reached 12,000 followers on Twitter, and I have you all to thank for that. So thank you very much. It makes me feel very flattered and excited that that many people care about what I have to say, or what I'm seeing, or what I'm doing. Anyway, thank you. So I wanted to make a video where I was answering some of your tweets, because I think it's one thing to reply to you guys via text, but I thought it might be very cool for you to actually see me physically reading them and responding. So with that, let's get started. It's really weird that I'm really nervous because I'm just like sitting here in my room with my dog who's currently humping one of his toys. And my other dog's like sleeping behind me, but like my heart's beating really fast. You guys make me nervous. Okay, so first tweet I want to reply to. Wild for Andrea R. wanted me to wish her a happy birthday. Happy friggin' birthday. I'm sure that was a few days ago, so if it was, I hope you had a great time. If it's coming up, I hope you're doing something really cool and fun. Birthdays are very special days, which goes without saying, but I don't know, sometimes I really think about them, and it's weird to think that we've been here as long as we have. I don't know. This sounds really trippy, but like 365 days is like a year, and then when you've been around for like 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, it's just crazy to think about how many days you've been here and what you've done with your time while you're here. Anyway, enough of that. I hope you have a great birthday. We have Sashmore39 asks me, how is working with a guy like Jim Carrey on and off camera for you? I have nothing but the nicest things to say about Jim. He's a very, very special guy. I never ever feel like when I'm with him and then I leave, I don't feel like it really happened. He's just so on another level, and it's just like so. I always use the word magical to describe him because he is. I feel like he's just so special and magical. And working with him was particularly great because I grew up watching Ace Ventura, so I don't really get starstruck, but I was really shaking when I met him for the first time, just because it was crazy to see someone who had that much of an impression on, I don't know if I want to say my childhood, maybe my adolescence, that I was meeting him face to face and working with him on top of it. It was crazy. But something you may not know is the first day, I actually got to meet Jeff before we started filming in pre-production, and I didn't get to meet Jim until the day I had to work with him. And the first scene that we were shooting was the fountain scene, as we call it, where his character meets my character for the first time. Boyd meets Penny, and the whole popcorn bit. And we were filming in Marietta, Georgia, and it was outside in a square, like that was surrounded by obviously a street. And on the other side of the street, there were all these fans and like paparazzi with these really long camera lenses, like taking pictures of Jim and like calling Jim, and so all of that on top of like my first real big scene that I was filming, on top of like meeting him for the first day, it was a lot. I don't even know how I did it. But Jim was very pivotal in me doing it, I guess, because he was very supportive and very encouraging and very relaxed, and he tried really hard to make me feel comfortable, and he succeeded, and I think we got a great scene and a really great movie out of it. So yes, long story short, Jim is amazing. Everybody on that set was amazing though. I mean, Jeff is incredible. I love Jeff so much. He's been so helpful to me in my career and giving me advice, and Kathleen was really wonderful, and obviously the Fairleys are fantastic, and it's an experience that I can't believe I got to have, and one I will never forget. Okay, so Andrew Chorley, I hope I'm saying that correctly, tweeted me, I am very intrigued now. Let's see what he was responding to. I had said, oh, he's very intrigued about this whole segment. which I have to apologize. This was supposed to happen on Monday, but I've been helping a friend with a job, so I didn't have time to do it until today. So he asks me, Andrew Chorley asks me, what's been your highlight of your career right now and what effect has it had upon your life? That is a great question. It's weird. I'm going to answer the question in the way that I think you most mean it, which is the highlight of my career, I have to say, was Days of Our Lives, simply because without it, I wouldn't be where I am now. And I mean that in a multitude of ways. That was my first real job. I was working on that show for 4 years with a lot of great people who taught me a lot, and I learned a lot. And if I didn't have all those lessons that I learned and I didn't have all that experience, I wouldn't have the skill set that I have now. But equally, I wouldn't have had the platform which eventually launched me into getting all these other things. And then obviously, I have to say Dumb and Dumber. I don't know if many of you know this, but I actually booked Dumb and Dumber through the traditional auditioning process, but what was kind of unique about it was Rick Montgomery, the casting director, was casting a Ford commercial. And so you have most often you have two different agents that send you out for commercials and what they call theatrical, which would be like film and television. And so my commercial agent sent me out for this Ford commercial, and I just happened to be kind of in this glib mood. I use that word because that's what Rick used to describe me. I was just in this weird mood that day, and it worked for me, I guess, because Rick saw something and asked me if I also acted theatrically, and then told me he wanted me to come in for Dumb and Dumber. And this is so funny. Like, you have to, it's like trying to get a guy to ask you out, or a girl, or whatever. You just like have to play it really cool and act uninterested and unfazed, and then like in secret like call your girlfriends or boyfriends and sit in the car and be like, oh my god, can you believe this happened to me? Which is exactly what I did. I was like, oh yeah, I've heard of the Farrellys. Yeah, Dumb and Dumber, great, cool. Yeah, I look forward to it. And I get in the car and I call my manager. I'm like, holy shit, you'll never guess what just happened. Like, it's just how it goes. So anyway, did I answer that question? Yeah, I mean, and obviously, Dumb and Dumber was the highlight of my career just because it was an experience. I can't believe that I worked with Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels and Kathleen Turner. Like, what? It doesn't feel like me. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so Adolfo at Ziegler91 asks me, are you starring in any new movies or TV shows that are coming out in the near future? So I will be appearing on season 5 of Awkward, which starts airing this coming Monday, August 31st, I believe at 8 p.m. on MTV. I come in the second half of the season, and I play a character that I'm so excited about. I love her so much. She's so dry and uptight, and she's just awesome. I don't know. I really dug playing her. And to go back to the previous question about highlights, like Awkward was also a highlight of my career, I would say, because I got to work with a lot of really creative writer types, and I think I made the most friends on that set the easiest and the fastest, because just everyone had so much in common, and everyone was so talented and just fun and outgoing and very confident with who they are, and I learned a lot from them. So that was a great experience also. But so that's coming up. And then, you know, when you do movies are hard. You know, since Dumb and Dumber, I think I've had like Zombievers came out, and this movie I did called Bad Fan. I shot Zombievers and Bad Fan like way before Dumb and Dumber. It just sometimes takes a really long time for films to come out for some reason. Well, not for some reason. There's a lot of things that go into putting a movie together and selling it, and that takes time. But since Dumb and Dumber, I filmed a movie called Madtown with Milo Ventimiglia that I am very excited about. Haven't seen it yet, but it is near completion. And what else did I work on? I worked on a movie with Anna O'Reilly called Sleepwalker. Really great script. I'm really excited for that movie to come out too. Both Madtown and Sleepwalker are like a little bit darker, dramas, which I'm really into. And then this year, I went back and did a horror film called The Rake, which is my first truly leading role. And Shanae Grimes is in that with me as well, and she was just wonderful to work with. And that one, I talk to the director regularly. That one should hopefully be hitting the festival circuit very soon. We had a great director, and he's awesome. This movie's gonna be really, really, really great for his career, I think. Okay, where did I leave off? Bernard Michael at Bernard MH85. Do you ever think about doing a podcast? I think that would be awesome. I think that you're awesome for thinking I'm that interesting. That you'd want to hear me talk. I mean, I already feel like I've been talking so much. I've only answered 4 questions, and this has probably been like a 30-minute video. Anyway, I've never thought about that. I like being a guest on podcasts. I think it's really, really fun. Maybe I should think about doing a podcast. Do you have a podcast? Tweet me and let me know. Next question. This is not a question, it's a comment, but I'll read it. At Acts of Love 2014, Chelsea came into Salem a troublemaker, but by the time she left, she matured, and we all loved her. Well, thank you very, very much. I liked Chelsea, too. Chelsea, for those of you guys who are not soap opera fans, was a character that I played on Days of Our Lives from 2005 to 2009, I think. Mary Lou, at Mary Lou 316. Have you ever done improv, and what are some of your favorite current TV shows? Oh, I have so many favorite TV shows. First one that comes to mind is Shameless on Showtime. I also like Girls. I also like Inside Amy. I also like Modern Family, Blackish. Oh God, I hate this question because I always like answer it and then I come back and I'm like, oh, I should have said that. I also like Grey's Anatomy. I have to go through. Okay, what comes on Monday? New Girl, which is Tuesday, but still, I like New Girl. I like. What comes on Mondays? I think I've hit the main ones. I also really like Sex and the City and Friends and Seinfeld. And I like watching reruns, even though I've already seen it like 50,000 times for all of those shows. Oh, How I Met Your Mother. Also was a big fan of How I Met Your Mother. What other HBO shows are there on Showtime that I really like? There's so many. And I also like reality, which, you know, I used to be ashamed to admit, but I'm not anymore. Because it's like, you know, I used to work at The Gap long time back in the day. And, you know, I'd fold shirts all day, and by the time I got home, I was like, Mom, I'm not going to do my laundry because I just did someone else's all day. So it's kind of like, you know, you're auditioning, you're working, and then you come home and you're kind of like, I just need to just like not be studying or thinking about acting. I just need to watch like mindless drivel. But it's also like great mindless drivel that you become really invested in. So there are a lot of reality shows that I watch too. But I do not watch any Real Housewives. It's mainly like The Bachelorette, but I also just find The Bachelorette like great for comedic material. So there's that, and I like The Kardashians, and I really like I Am Kate. I think it is a really great show for the E! Network because it's not trashy. It's very like it's doing good things. That's it. I'm going to come back to this question again. I know it because I'm going to remember something along the journey. Anyway. Okay. Follow sale at promo. Sharpen your social media drive with real followers. Well, I hope that most of you are real. Otherwise, this video is a giant waste of time. Anyhow, let's see what else we have. My friend Cody. I met Cody at a Days fan event in South Carolina 6 years ago. he's got the greatest spirit, and he's so sweet, and he's always tweeting me. So I'm going to read one of his tweets. He has some health problems sometimes, so he had said, this is at CodyMathVB, home at last. This pneumonia I have is one of the toughest battles in my life. I've been through a lot, Rach, but I'm a bull. You are one of the toughest people I know, and you have the most positive outlook and perspective on life, and you're just a great person, and I hope you know that, and I really appreciate you being one of my biggest fans, because I know that you are, and it means a lot to me. I'm also, you guys, I'm really bad at, I'm not very good at being vulnerable. So, if I seem ingenuine at all, it's because I have a hard time receiving so much love and support and flattery. But no, I mean it. It's something I'm working on. I'm not great at taking compliments, but I'm working on it. So, okay. Next we have. Oh, that's nice, Brittany at @Melvin fan. Hey, thank you. Nothing against the current actress, but every time I watch at MTV Scream, I can't help but think how perfect at therachelmelvin would be as Piper. Thank you very much. I haven't seen Scream yet, but I feel like now I should. Thank you. That's really nice. Dan Snow at DanSnow91. Hey Rachel, just wanted to say I love you in Dumb and Dumber 2. You're really funny in that movie and you're great in it. Thank you so much. I can't take all the credit because I basically just did what the Fairleys directed me to do. I was so nervous and so afraid of messing up that I was like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. But I did have a couple improv moments that I was kind of proud of. But anyway, thank you very much. I don't think I'm funny, so when people tell me I'm funny, it makes me feel a little bit better about myself. So thank you. I think this is about Taylor Swift. It is. Don't mind me. I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee from my Taylor Swift travel mug. Yes, I bought this. Okay, so I had posted tonight, this is the happiest place on earth, and of course there was a picture of the Staples Center because I was going to see Taylor Swift for the first time. I'm a huge Swiftie. I'm not really secretive about it, but I really wanted to just make it known how excited I was about going to the concert, which my friend Nicole invited me to go to, and it was really, really awesome. We had a great time. So I had sent that tweet out via Instagram, and then Jess J at Maddie West wrote, enjoy taking my 8-year-old in October. You will have the best effing time ever. I really mean that. I'm actually going to be writing a blog that will be on my official website, therachelmelvin.com, about Taylor Swift. And yes, I know as a 30-year-old how that makes me sound, but I'm telling you, it was it was like going to a sleepover, like a slumber party, and going on a company retreat and listening to a motivational speaker talk in one for 2.5 hours. And I know there's a lot of people that don't like her, and I don't understand you people, but okay. She's incredible and just such a great role model and so positive, and I'm just like, I remember thinking, and this sounds so ridiculous, but I'm like, I'm so grateful that like she and I are alive at the same time so she can have the influence on me that she does. And you can go ahead and judge me for saying that right now, but that's how I feel. Anyway, okay. Jason Schleicher, hope I said that right. And he's at Schleich22. Just watched you on Dumb and Dumber. By far the funniest person in the movie. Good luck and keep making funny shit. I wish I had more control over making funny shit. Thank you. I'm actually trying. This is obviously my first video on my new YouTube channel, but I'm hopefully going to be doing some sketch comedy posts on this channel soon. So stay tuned. I hope you're watching Dumb and Dumber. I guess you mean Dumb and Dumber too, but I understand. On HBO, because I just saw that it's on HBO, and that made me so excited. Anyway, and thank you for saying I'm the funniest person in the movie. I don't know if I agree with you, but I really appreciate you saying that. It means a lot. I thought Rob Riggle was hilarious. He had one line when Laurie Holden is licking his big toe, I think. I can't remember what he says, but it makes me laugh out loud every time. Anyway, thank you. I guess it's easy to look like I am also funny and great when I'm working alongside the very talented people that I was. Thank you. Tisha Long at Tisha67911. I saw her, again referring to Taylor Swift, I saw her before she was a big artist, no band, just her guitar. I wish I got to. There was a girl at the concert, and she was wearing like a 2013 tour shirt, and I just was like, you greedy woman, because I've only been to one concert, and I know she sells out all the time, and there are so many people that haven't seen her. And I was just like, why do you get to see so many concerts of hers in LA, where she's always sold out? She's sold out everywhere, but what was that like? I'm curious. If you could tweet me, I want to know how you feel the shows differ. I mean, I'm sure it's much more of a spectacle now, but just as a show woman, I wonder how she's grown, and her voice, obviously. So feel free to tweet me. I would like to know the comparisons that you felt. Bobby Rizzo at Sound Chaser X. Taylor Rocks, loved the concert, miss you on Duel. I love you. But I mean, there's nothing left, there's nothing else to say to a tweet like that. That's thank you, and I agree about the concert. So, I don't know if I'm gonna say this right. Reginald, feel free to make fun of me for not being able to read. Reginald McDaniels. Okay, so he's at, or she's at, I can't tell. Reginald D. McDanny 5. I'm so sorry. It's early. Rachel, I'm hoping that you will come back to daytime in Days of Our Lives soon. No one's approached me. I would love to come back, especially for the 50th, to just revive Chelsea for a little bit. I think it would be really fun. I haven't seen the show recently, so I'm really not sure what the current storylines are. It could just be that there's not really a place for Chelsea and Salem right now. I do know, I believe that Peter's beau is no longer in Salem, and obviously Billy is not there at the current time either. So, and neither is Max. And neither is Nick. So I don't really know how Chelsea would tie in, but I would love it if someone could come up with a cool way and I could come back for a couple episodes. That'd be fantastic. At myb27, I have to read what this is in response to. Oh, I said, dreams do come true. I waited 10 long years to make it to one of her concerts. It was everything. And then they replied, I'm just on my third, so I guess I have a long way to go. That's funny. You know what? Luckily, she has a really, really long career ahead of her, guaranteed, so there will be plenty of opportunities. My boyfriend just came home, so now my dog's barking. Please hold. Sorry guys, my editing skills aren't great, so you're gonna see this raw video. So yeah, anyway, my IB27, I hope that you get to see her in concert, because it's a pretty great experience. Tony Crane, ow, This is why you don't play with safety pins. Tony Crane, and he's at Tony M. Crane. Glad you had a great time. Chicago is still buzzing from the 2 concerts she had here. I bet. Listen, I could go on and on about Taylor, but I don't want to bore you guys. She's awesome. Wait a minute. My mouse has disappeared. I can't scroll. Okay. You guys, how old do I seem doing this, really? At AB, the Lee F fan. Oh, at Rachel Melvin is in Heroes. As if I didn't love this show already. That's nice of you. Yeah, I was in the old series of Heroes, not the new one. But I loved working on Heroes because I really loved that show. I'm really into like superpowers and Why did I just blank? I was gonna say cartoon characters and then super characters, but I mean superheroes. I'm really into superheroes. Spider-Man is my favorite. But so being on Heroes was kind of a dream come true for me. It was a really fun show to work on. I wish my character would have stuck around a little longer, but she had to take one for the team. Okay, Todd Steinhauer. He's at Todd Steinhauer. Unexpectedly saw Dumb and Dumber 2. The 2 best things: nostalgia, understanding the Freda Felcher joke, and contagious smile of Rachel Melvin. Thank you. Thank you for loving my crooked jaw and my crooked smile. I'm so glad you got the Freda Felcher joke. I feel like every screening or showtime I went to, no one got it. So good for you. And if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, you should Google it. Charlie Gendron. I feel like a teacher, like on the first day of school, trying to pronounce everyone's names. At the Chuckler 14. I didn't know you were in Zombievers also, the Rachel Melvin. I was in Zombievers. I got that script and I was like, no. I literally judged a script by its title page. And then I read it and I was like, this is funny. Who doesn't like a good beaver joke? Funny story. When I was like in middle school, I went to Kohl's for back to school shopping with my mom, and there was like a beaver shirt and it said Eager Beaver, and I was like, Mom, I want that, it's so cute. And she was like, no, and grabbed my hand and took me out of the store. And then she had to awkwardly explain to me why I couldn't have that shirt. So I've always had a special place in my heart for beavers. Yes, I know how that sounds. I meant it to sound that way. On that beaver note, sometimes I feel, sometimes I feel really weird reading these comments because they're so nice. LJ Maverick at LJ Maverick. So gorgeous and funny at the Rachel Melvin. Thank you, and I feel ridiculous for reading that out loud. Because again, I'm not good at taking compliments, but I don't want to punish you for being nice and not read it out loud, because that's very, very kind of you. So thank you. And at Bernard Michael, at Bernard MH85, would you return to Days of Our Lives if given the opportunity? Kind of answered that question accidentally earlier. Of course, I would love to be a part of the 50th anniversary. I'd love for Chelsea to make an appearance for however long. I think it'd be really fun. It'd be really great to go back to where I started and see, the people that really used to be my family for 4 years. So, yes. Nathan George, at King of the Trees, at Rachel Melvin. This was one of the best, worst movies I've ever seen. You were amazing in it. You're talking about Zombievers? You were. I'm glad you liked it. It was so much fun to shoot. That cast, we're all still very close. We group message pretty much once a week at least. It was really fun. And that's how I met my boyfriend, who produced the movie. So there's that. Lauren Maker, at Lauren Maker 1, my DVD came today. Great film ever. And she tweeted all of us in the cast of Zombievers. I'm so glad that you got the DVD. Thank you. I'm so glad that you liked it. I really appreciate it. Joe Kim at Nerd Musician X. Hi, you're so beautiful. Thank you. um, Erica Love at Erica_Love16 at Rachel Melvin. I am. Period. Oh, you're talking about you're excited for Awkward. Okay, I am. I love Awkward, the series. I'm a Jen and Maddie fan. Are you? I am. I have to tell you, Bo is the nicest guy I honestly think I've met in Los Angeles. The nicest. I actually got to be directed by him in one of the episodes this season, and what a great, great experience. He's just lovely. I mean, honestly, he's the kind of guy that just makes you feel so happy. I don't even know how. I ran into him randomly at a restaurant like 2 weeks ago, and it's just like I was having like a not so great day, and like instantly like it was rainbows and sunshine. He's just so nice and positive and infectious. Great, great guy. And working under his direction was just so fun. But Jenna and Maddie, yes. Speaking of Jenna, I love Ashley as well. Ashley and I really bonded, and I think that girl is pretty freaking cool. So yeah, I don't want to comment on more because I know how the season ends, but I'm also a Jenna and Maddie fan. Adolfo at Ziggler91. I just watched Dumb and Dumber 2 again, and I didn't even realize how hot Rachel Melvin is in that movie, even though she's already gorgeous. That's nice of you. Lighting and makeup does wonders. As you can probably tell from this video, I look nothing like I did in the movie. But thank you! I had amazingly talented professionals make me look the best I could. So that is as good as it gets. But thank you. And Dr. Feelgood at Brady USA. At Rachel Melvin, you're an angel, and also would you marry me? It's a possibility. There's a guy in the other room who hasn't popped the question yet. So, Bernard Michael asks another question. I'm not sure if he asked the same question twice or if two people asked the same question because my memory is bad. But again, it's about doing a podcast, so I answered that. Joe Flores at The Real Joe Flo. If you could work with anyone in Hollywood, who would it be and what kind of movie? Action, drama, comedy, etc. Ooh, this is a good question. Who would I work with? Okay, if you mean actors, Evan Peters, because I think he's phenomenal. Meryl Streep, because obviously. This question is so good and it's so hard at the same time. I would say Julia Roberts. I just think she would be fun. I've always, she was one of my favorite actresses growing up. I've always really wanted to work with her. I really want to work with Greg Kinnear. I really want to work with Mary Louise Parker. I really want to work with Parker Posey. I really want to work with Sarah Jessica Parker. Oh my God. I also think Amy Schumer would be a hoot. I also really want to work with Lena Dunham because I feel like that girl is so smart. And this is like the television show question. I mean, the list just kind of goes on and on. I would also like to work with Ty Burrell, just because I think he's my favorite on Modern Family. He always has been. Yeah. I think I would also really like to work with Michael Patrick King at some point. I think would be really fun. I think that answers that question. Jesse and Mike, what has been your most fun experience while filming? The one that always sticks out, that always makes me smile and laugh, and it's so silly, but when I was on Days of Our Lives, I was filming a scene with Blake Barris, and it was like a very serious Chelsea and Nick scene, and it was like a budding romance scene, and there were 2 times actually. We were in a church, we were doing this scene, and my stomach growled so loud that he and I started laughing in the middle of the scene, and you actually couldn't hear it. The mic didn't pick it up, so we just started laughing for no reason, and it actually played really, really well. It was very cute. I have so many great memories of working with Blake, actually. There was another time when we had the Las Vegas storyline, and Jerry Springer was like a guest star. The character Nick was getting drunk at the bar, and Blake burped, and it worked perfectly for the scene, but they edited it out, which we were like, really? Burping is very offensive, I guess, but that was really funny. I learned a lot from Blake, a lot, you know. I just pretty much moved to LA right after graduation from high school, and he studied at UCLA. And so when our paths crossed, I feel like I learned a lot of what he had been learning at film school. And I feel like I got a free education. But it was, no, he's really talented, and I learned a lot from him. And one of my other favorite experiences, this will give you insight to my personality, was when Pete Fairley had to come in during the hotel scene in Dumb and Dumber 2 and tell me how to look sexy, because I am not. He was like telling me how to stand to look most flattering and suck in and tighten things, and it was sufficiently awkward and incredibly awesome. So that's another favorite. Oh God, Bernard Markle. Why can't I speak today? Bernard Michael wrote me another question, and I say, oh God, because the question is, do you watch any sports? If so, what's your favorite sport and favorite team? I hate sports. I grew up in a family where that was like live, breathe, sleep, eat, drink, everything sports, to the point where my homework came second, and I just don't like them. That being said, I do like going to baseball games, but that's mainly to just get drunk in Wrigley Field, which is the only stadium I will actually go to. And hockey I like to watch, but that's only when they're in the finals and they're playing the Red Wings, because my boyfriend's a huge Red Wings fan, and I just like pissing him off because the Blackhawks are so much better. Okay, that's it. Armpit. No, just armpit. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. That would have been funny if it said armpit, though. Armpit. So at armpit 1611. I don't know why I inserted a letter, but I do have to tell you the story now that happened. I got an Instagram photo forwarded to me yesterday, and it was like, it had like 2 letters of each word and then blanks, and you had to fill them in. And they were like, see how many you can get right. And like the first one was like B blank 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 S. So I was like, boots. And then the second one, I was like, condom. And then they just started to get dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. And then, of course, it was like, you have a dirty mind. And, you know, like, the words were, like, very innocent and not sexual whatsoever. So maybe I'm just thinking about armpits, and that's why that happened. Because it is hot here. Anywho, you are almost like 30, but you look like 18. What's the secret behind it? Waiting for your reply. Aw, you're so cute. I am 30. I do look 18. There is no secret, and that's my reply. Everyone tells me when I'm old, I'm gonna, you know, just be eating up this I look younger than I am thing, but so far, it's kind of a bummer. It's kind of annoying. And actually, when I wear makeup, I get carded more than when I don't wear makeup, which I also find interesting, though I understand it. I don't know what it is. I think I just, like, you know, I grew up in Arizona, so I never went outside because I didn't want to catch on fire. And so, you know, my skin is very well taken care of, underexposed. I don't really know how to say it. You get what I'm saying. I haven't had a lot of sun exposure, so maybe that helps. Also, my parents' genetics And I haven't gotten plastic surgery or any fillers, which also really helps. So that's that. Nothing against people that get plastic surgery and fillers, obviously. I just sometimes think, depending upon the person, it can make you look a little older. English Ben. English Ben. I have gotten many a tweet from English Ben. English Ben is very funny. At Keats Ben. Could you wish English Ben a happy birthday on Thursday? Well, I can wish you a premature birthday because today is Wednesday. So, happy birthday, English Ben. You guys, my tongue is just like not forming words correctly today. Happy birthday, English Ben. There we go. I hope you have a great day and drink a lot because that always makes everything better. Corey Jaw at Goatface Godhead. That's a great, what do we call those guys? Name? Tag? I need more coffee. Okay, at Rachel Melvin could easily be the best actress and actor in Zombievers. Another feminist horror. I am a feminist, but I don't hate men, just to be clear. And thank you. That's really nice. I happen to think Courtney and Peter stole the show for me. They were Buck and what's Courtney's character's name? Zoe. I thought they were so funny. Like pretty much everything that Peter said was an improv line. He's just so funny. But thank you. That's really kind. At Mark Gets Money. I wish I got money. Hello, what's your favorite color and your favorite music? What do you like to do for fun? Is black a color? This is like a debate. I like black. I used to hate red. I kind of like red now. I like black because I feel like it's, I think of it in terms of like, honestly, like getting dressed. And to me, that's just like the easiest thing to match. So I'm lazy, pretty much is what that means. And what do I like to do for fun? If you go to Spotted Owl blog, you will be able to see. I like to thrift shop and I like to upcycle salvaged materials. So I like to build things, redesign, redecorate. And then I like to thrift store find because it's so gratifying to like find something that you love and like only pay like not even $10 for it. I just found a pair of Michael Kors boots and Rag & Bone jeans for $7 each. And they're like pretty stylish. And the reward just feels so great. And what else do I like to do for fun? I like to dance. I'm a big dancer. I think that if I had started dancing at a younger age, I would have become a professional dancer. Or I like to think I would have. My favorite music. I don't really know how you would categorize it, but I like Taylor Swift, obviously. Mumford & Sons, Florence and the Machine, Of Monsters and Men, Eminem. I'm kind of all over the place. If you looked at my iPod, you would have no clue what I liked because I have Marilyn Manson on there. I have Pussifer. I have like a ton of things that kind of contradict each other. I also have NSYNC. And no, I haven't had my iPod since I was like a teenager. So that just tells you. I also have One Direction. Is that surprising? Miley Cyrus. I mean, I'm kind of just all over the place. But as far as like music that I would really like pay to go to a concert to, it would be more like Mumford & Sons, of Monsters and Men, and Florence and the Machine, and Taylor Swift, obviously. So that answers that question. Almost done here. Eric Stamper at Stamper Photog. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Are you the type of person that sets specific goals to work toward or let life lead? That's a great question. I used to be like a chronic planner. Very anal, like to-do lists every day. Actually, here are some of them. I'm working on it. I think it's really hard to be kind of it's hard to have expectations in this business, simply because there's so much that's out of your control. And I have learned that I like to wake up and be like, this is the day that I have planned, and I'm doing this at this time, and this is when I'll eat. But you can't do that here, because it's like I said, I've been helping my friend with a project she's doing for work, and I'm supposed to be helping her today, but I have 2 auditions today that I found out about last night. So it's like, you just kind of have to be prepared to fly by the seat of your pants and be ready to go at a moment's notice, to the point where, like, you wake up at 7 and you do your hair and makeup and get dressed, because you just don't know if you'll get a same day audition sometimes too. That happens more with commercials. But so I'm kind of learning to let life lead and to kind of sit back and just take it as it comes. But it's hard because I'm a little bit of a control freak. Again, I wanted to make this video on Monday, and that just couldn't happen. And that bothers me, but I'm learning to not let it bother me. And where do I see myself in 10 years? Hopefully in a better position than I am now. Hopefully I have a house. Hopefully I have a steady job. Hopefully I don't have to worry about money. Hopefully I'm working with people that continuously make me better and push me further. And that's it. I think everything else would just be icing on the cake, but those are the things that are most important to me. And vacationing a lot, because I don't do that. I've never been to Europe. I've never really been to a tropical destination. So yeah, I hope I'm like living a little bit more adventurously. What about you? I like this question. Let's start a conversation. Where do you guys see yourself in 10 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? I think this is a cool question. Pilot TV Network. I'm laughing my butt off at Dumb and Dumber 2. You are great. Thank you. I'm glad that you were laughing. I laughed a lot during filming, and certainly when I saw the movie since. Robin, at Robberhood. What's on your bucket list? Should I go get the list? Because I actually have one. Actually, it's in my phone. Hold on. I will read it to you. This is not a joke. And I did not read these questions prior to doing this video, P.S. Where's my notes? Bucket list. There it is. Ready? Here it is. Be on a hot air balloon. Go on a picnic. Would you believe I've never done that? Go to a water park. I've done that. I don't really know why that's still on my bucket list. Maybe there's like a dream water park that I became aware of when I wrote that. Six Flags, but not here. A different Six Flags. You know what? I think these are bucket lists of things I want to do with my boyfriend. Because a lot of these I've already done. Like Disneyland, go to Arizona, go roller skating, go roller derby. That's one I would do. Okay, roller derby, medieval times. I haven't been since I was very young. Yes, it is definitely what I made for my boyfriend, because there's couples massage. I would like to go to a Cirque du Soleil show. Oh yeah, I want to go to one of those art classes where you like drink wine and paint. I think that would be fun. Pumpkin patch with apple cider. We went to the haunted hayride last year, but that was on here. Scuba diving, parasailing, skydiving. That one really terrifies me, but I kind of do want to do it. Horse race. Yeah, I've never been to the Santa Anita or the Kentucky Derby horse races. I think that would be fun. Concert at the Hollywood Bowl, which I'm going to next month to see Florence and the Machine. Go to a live hockey game, because I've never been, aside from my dad's. Go to a drive-in theater, take a cooking class. Go camping. A dinner cruise. That would be fun. I don't really know what that means. Bed and breakfast, which we just did a couple weekends ago, so I can take that off. Go to a silent movie theater. We have one near our apartment, but we haven't been to it yet. LA County Fair, though we just went to the Orange County Fair, so that's similar. Laser tag. And that's all I have. I mean, I also really want to go to Europe. I want to go to the Louvre. I want to go to a fashion show. I want to be on the cover of a magazine. that kind of stuff. I'd like to win an Oscar. Like, these are things on my bucket list that just are not apparently important enough for me to write down. I'm a weird person. What's on your bucket list? That's another great question to open up to everybody. What's on your bucket list? Grady, at Grady_S. Could you contrast the biggest differences between working on something like Zombievers versus Dumb and Dumber 2? Any plans for a podcast? You guys, maybe I should do this podcast if so many of you are tweeting it. I'm really going to think about this because I feel like there's something I'm missing here. This is a great question. The difference between Zombievers and Dumb and Dumber 2. Well, the biggest difference was budget. You have a movie like Dumb and Dumber 2 that has a significantly higher budget than Zombievers. And you notice that when you're not working, when you're waiting to be called to set, like in your trailer, at craft service, you know, at meal times, those things are just a little bit more luxurious. You know, craft service in Dumb and Dumber 2 in Atlanta, we had like Dunkin' Donuts, so I was very happy. But you know, when you have a bigger budget, you just have a little bit more freedom to have more luxury, I think, really. You know, there's still a budget that you have to like stick tight to, but I just think that you know, that time is not as big of a concern. It's still a big concern, but like on Zombievers, it was like we really had to make our days every day because we didn't have a penny to spare to go over the cost of what we needed to be spending each day to just have production up. So there's a little more attention and stress on a set like Zombievers when you're trying to get things done in a certain time and when there's so much special effects and so little money to achieve them. I think maybe that was the biggest. That's a really great question. That's the biggest difference. I would definitely say. I don't think that the level of professionalism is really that different. I just think it's different from person to person, no matter the project or the budget. The talent, same thing. It's really just, that's the biggest difference. So you guys, that's it. It's a really long video. Let's see how long that was. That was an hour. Okay. I doubt you were going to listen to this whole thing for an hour, but if you did, you are the best, and thank you so much. I hope to be doing videos like this once a month at least, so feel free to tweet me, and I will respond to you virtually or manually over text. But thank you guys so much again. I'm so grateful for you to be in my life and be as supportive as you are to me in my career. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And thank you so much again. Happy tweeting. And that's it. I got nothing else. Bye, guys.